Welcome, ladies. I appreciate you being here. I
Thank
just
you.
want to tell you a little bit about me, like why is this woman teaching our class? And we'll do a little bit of icebreaker and then we'll jump in.
Sorry.
So my name is Debbie Lembert. I was a Women's League member for a long time, but didn't really do much with Women's League until COVID hit. I was originally I was supposed to help with the tefillah with Toby Holtzman. We were tefillah co-chairs for convention. And when convention switched gears, we switched gears, and then they asked if Toby and I would do the daily session Monday through Friday for Women's League. We started off with Psalms, and now we're doing Pirkei Avot. And suddenly I found myself teaching Hebrew, and now I'm going to become a consultant. So they've grabbed me, and we're running. So I am a trained teacher. I got my elementary degree in K through 8, and then I got my master's in literacy, K-12. I have only ever taught kindergartners, except for 1 year first graders, except for 1 year I taught second grade, and I've been teaching kindergartners in Sunday school for 15 years. So I'm used to little people, but you big people don't intimidate me. Don't worry. So I was thinking we could share for just a minute or two. What prompted you to register for this class? So I'm not the kind who calls on people when they're not volunteering, but in this case, it's easier because I have you in order. So does someone want to start? And then I'll
start.
Okay, thanks, Leah.
I'm real shy. I have to tell you, I'm very shy. So
I got that.
You got that, huh? You know, it's like pulling teeth getting me to speak to anyone. First of all, I am a social worker, activities professional. I work with adults in an adult medical days program, and I work from my home. I have been reading Hebrew, so to say, very slowly, trying to say the words, and I am so frustrated because I've been going to Minyan every morning, every night, Shabbat services, Friday night services, and I will get to the second line and everyone's finished. And then I'm like, why should I bother doing this? Because I can't, not that I want to keep up with the Joneses, but I don't want to fall that far behind. I can't participate with them, even like Kaddish, because I'm saying Kaddish for my sister who passed in November. And I can't even keep up saying Kaddish. Now I know it by memory, but I want to learn how to read so that I can read fluently and not be choppy or trip over words.
I think you're in the right place. Thank you. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Thanks, Holly.
No, somebody else said that.
Oh, who said that?
I said it. Can you see me?
Thank you. Sorry. Holly's box lit up. Thanks, Roberta.
Hi. Hi, my name's Roberta. Professionally, I was a French teacher. And so I am a language person. I've taught everywhere from second grade through high school. And I took a course many years ago with our sisterhood to learn how to read Hebrew because I had no background at all. My parents, like many of us, ours probably didn't think that girls should go to Hebrew school. So I never went. I didn't know anything. I didn't know an aleph from a bet. And I wanted to learn it. So I took this class with sisterhood, and it was excellent. And I did learn all the letters, and I learned how to read. But and I have read a Haftorah in shul, and I have read Torah one time. But I would like to increase my speed. Is it Leah who just spoke? Has said that I can follow anything in the temple. I can figure out where everyone is. I can even locate things when I don't know where they are. But I'd like to increase my ability to speed up my reading.
Well, thank you.
Here.
You're in the right place.
Yeah, I'm in class until 3.
Who would like to share next? Thanks, Marlene.
Hi everyone. My name is Marlene. I'm a podiatric surgeon in Chicago. My background is similar to Roberta's. I did not go to Hebrew school. I have didn't care at the time, although later on in life, I realized what I was missing. And I actually had not been a part of a synagogue until my kids went to day school and we had to join a synagogue. And then I got all in. I was the sisterhood president of Anshe Emet Synagogue for many years and started my Jewish education. The one area where I was still lacking was reading Hebrew. So a couple times I took the alphabet course and grasped it easily once I applied myself, but then years go by and then I kind of put it aside and picked it up again, and I'm ready for the next level.
Great. You know, it is a skill, just like any other skill that you got to keep practicing. Karen.
Hi, I have a similar story. I'm from a very small town. Growing up, there was no Hebrew school. There was maybe a kind of a Sunday school. I knew really basically nothing until my kids were born, pretty much, and I started going to because there was a shul where we lived. I started going there, and I just found it so comforting and wonderful. But I didn't really know Hebrew. I did take a course, and again, don't remember the Hebrew. And I can read, I can follow along. I don't always know where I am in the service. Sometimes I do, and I get so excited when I figured that out and I know where I am. But it doesn't always happen. I have done Haftorahs. I did do a Torah portion as well, but I don't remember the letters, and I just would really like to know them again.
Well, thank you. It sounds like so many are in the same boat. Susan.
Yeah, I'll go next. About 20, well, my mother's gone 24 years ago after my mother passed away. I decided I wanted to be able to say Kaddish for her in Hebrew. I've been pretty much a High Holy Day Jew. I went to services every Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and I was divorced, and I had no children, so there was really no compelling reason. And I commuted to New York City from central New Jersey. There was no compelling reason for me to join a synagogue, become more involved, until I was getting ready to retire. And I mentioned to some friends that I'd like to, I know what happened. I took this Hebrew class with National Jewish Outreach. I don't know if they're still even in existence, in order to say Kaddish. And I learned enough Hebrew to get me by for a little while. For the year I said Kaddish, and then I didn't use it, so I lost it. And then 5 years ago, when I retired from working, I was about to retire, and I called for my High Holy Day tickets to the synagogue where I had always gone since I was younger. When I was married at that synagogue in a different location. And they said, well, we have this new membership model where the membership for a single membership was only a few dollars more than the High Holy Day tickets. I'm going to retire. I might as well join, and maybe it'll give me something to do and blah, blah, blah. Yes, I got involved in sisterhood. I went by accident. I went to a sisterhood board meeting, and the rest is, as they say, is history. And it's funny because friends of mine that I'm involved in other organizations with that are members, we were at a break fast a year or two before that. She says, "Oh, if Susan gets involved, you got somebody." I said, "Yeah, Arlene, I don't know." But anyway, so they were offering a Hebrew class again at the temple about 2 to 3 years ago. And I took that Hebrew class, but it was so basic, and it helped me, and I learned the letters. And then they were offering it again. And I said, "You know what? Would you mind if I took it again?" And they said, "No, come on." And I got a little bit better. But again, I wasn't attending services regularly. I was going once a month, twice a month. But since COVID, I've been going a lot. And I always wanted to get better with my Hebrew. I've gotten better just from the fact of going to Minyan, going to Shabbat almost every night and every week. But I want to go to that next level, like so many people said. I want to be able, not so much to keep up. Nobody can keep up with my rabbi. He's like speed demon, but a lot of other people, when a lot of other people read Torah, which almost every week everybody else reads Torah besides the rabbi, I'm able to follow along pretty well with them.
Well, good. Sounds like
So I'm getting there. We use this Aleph book. This Aleph isn't enough. I don't know if anybody has ever seen it, but it's basic, but it's an adult version of basic.
well, thank you. It sounds like it's all in there. We just
Yeah,
have to
it's all
draw
here.
it out.
Yeah, it's here. It's just got to get refined.
Well, thank you. Somebody else like to share who hasn't shared yet? Thanks, Carol Ann.
I'm beginning to wonder if I'm in the right place because during COVID, I started attending services much more regularly. Basically, 2 days a year, maybe go for yard sites, maybe go when there's a speaker, but I never had any Hebrew education whatsoever. So I took a course, I think it's maybe 37 years ago when my youngest was going for her bat mitzvah, and basically learned the Hebrew alphabet, but that fell by the wayside very quickly. So I've been trying to relearn the Hebrew alphabet with a book that's intended for children. And I've gotten through that, but I really can't read. I can follow along now on the prayers that we read on a very regular basis. So, and each week I can follow a little further, but I have never really read Torah. I've never been in much of a formal education setting, except for the one adult class I took all those years ago. So I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to keep up with you guys, but I'm dumb. I'm dumb enough to try if I'm not too much of a drag.
The goal in this class is not to read Torah. We'd love to see you get there. But, one thing we're saying is try the first class, maybe the second class. If somebody's in here who says, I've never learned the Aleph Bet, you're going to be struggling. But it's amazing what's up here that you just got to unlock. And my husband hadn't done anything with services since he was 13. But when he started working on it again, it's like, it's in there. It's like riding a bike. We'll see. Thank you for sharing, Carol. Holly?
My last formal education was when I was in elementary school, and I would go to Hebrew lessons twice a week, like most everybody else. I'm a regular synagogue attendee, and so I have most of the prayers memorized. But if I were to pick out a prayer that I didn't know, I would go very slowly.
Well, and you'll be able to apply the letter. I mean, it's good that you know those, because then know those prayers, because then you can start applying the letters to the words.
Right.
Terry or Francis or Elaine, would someone like to go next?
Well, I'll jump in.
Thanks, Terry.
Hi. I never went to Hebrew school. When there would be a class for adults offered at the synagogue or at the temple or through the JCC, I would sign up, but invariably after 2 or 3 meetings, they stopped having them. So I didn't get very far. I thought that it would have been neat if I could have gone to Hebrew school when my kids went to Hebrew school, but I felt that would be very awkward and be impinging upon their space. So I can read some of the service slowly, as someone said before. When we do Lahadodi, for example, I'm fine with the refrain. But when it gets to reading the stuff, when I read the next line and maybe I get to the second line after that, everybody's already finished. They're down at the end of the page. So my reading is tremendously slow, and I have difficulty distinguishing sometimes between the het and the mem and some other things. So I hope I'm in the right place. I want to learn.
Well, we'll see. You'll figure it out as we go. Like I said, if
Okay.
after the first class or two, you're saying, this is really moving much quicker than I can, then we can switch things around. But you really have to give your brain a chance to go, huh, it's in there, and it comes out slowly. How about Terry?
Yeah, I'm the other Terry with an I.
Hi, Terry.
And as I embarrassingly wrote to Debbie that I didn't remember signing up for this class, but I did. And I remember the reason is because my similar situation is very similar to Holly's, where I can keep up with the prayers in the Siddur weekday and on Shabbat, but it's if you handed me a new prayer to read or something like that, or asked me to read it at a pace that everybody else is reading, I can't do it.
Right.
I keep up pretty well, but a lot of times I find myself then reading the English because I'm not keeping up quite so much, and I don't know what the Hebrew words mean. So I would like to be able to keep up with everybody and get some meaning behind the words if possible, so that I'm at a point maybe where within a few months I can actually say the Amidah, knowing it all totally in the Hebrew, and actually know what it means.
That's a big goal. I'm still there. I'm still working on it.
I know it's a big one, but
Thank you.
I'm with you,
Trying.
Terry. I'd love to understand what I'm reading.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
And we'll talk about what this class is. How about Francis?
Okay, I unmuted. I don't think I really belong to this class. I never had any education, Hebrew education. Whatever I can read is what is self-taught. I do know the prayers verbatim. I do go to shul every week, but I've had no formal education, and even my English reading is very slow. So
Well,
not sure if I belong here.
Give it a week or two, and then again, we're flexible. Thank you for sharing. Elaine, did you want to share?
Sure. Except that several of the previous speakers sort of, it sounds like this will be redundant. I did have a little bit of formal Hebrew education. I was 10 years old and my brother went to study for his bar mitzvah and I got to go. But as soon as he was bar mitzvahed, I didn't get to go anymore. So I had a year or two at them. And then, it's been a part of my life, my whole life. I started Sunday school at 17 or 18 and continued that for most of my life. I just actually retired a couple of years ago from that. And that was in addition to a full-time job. So while I went to tefillah with the kids and so on, I learned all the prayers and I can participate because I know them, but it's more by rote than by reading. I mean, certain words I can pick out and I can follow along in the Hebrew, but give me a new prayer and I didn't. And that's what's happened a few years ago. I was raised conservative. I joined when I married and moved to Sacramento. We joined a Reformed congregation and have been members that long. But the last few years, I've been going to the conservative shul and joined the sisterhood for, I've been there for quite a while, and decided I really wanted to be able to read the prayers because although there's the same prayers, there are some prayers that are different and some prayers that we don't do in Reform that we do as a conservative shul. And so I just decided I needed to do something. And there's been a class for basic reading at my temple, but it's always on Sunday morning when I'm teaching Sunday school. So it doesn't help. And I just decided, and your alphabet chart brought back so many memories of being a 10-year-old and trying to memorize it. I can pick out a lot of the letters, but not all of them. So that's me. But by the way, Debbie, I could not get to that practice thing. It did not want to come up on my computer and let me use it.
Sorry.
Links.
I'm sorry about that. Terry, you had trouble with it too? Huh, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I
Well,
got to it, but I couldn't understand what they were saying. So I had my book, so I just used that.
the British accent is a little hard, and like how the vowels are not exactly like
Right.
why you wouldn't pick something. There's plenty of words that you could pick that sound exactly like the vowel, but I thought it was just a good review. So you are not going to be asked to read whole prayers out loud to us. I'm not going to be grading you. This is an opportunity for you to, what I would call, improve your fluidity, that you'll be able to read smoother. Will you be able to recite the whole Amidah in Hebrew by the time we're done? I don't think so. I've been doing this since I was a kid, still can't do all of it. So we will work a little bit on fluency. There should be words that once you know them, you don't have to keep sounding them out. We're going to talk about Baruch Atah Adonai and key phrases like that. I never want you to read a prayer and have absolutely no idea why you're saying it. We're not going to examine the prayer in depth, but you should. My brother-in-law once asked my husband and I, why do you even pray in Hebrew? You don't even understand what you're saying. And it's true, but I try to get the gist. I try to have the kavanah, the feeling about what that prayer is before I pray it. This is a safe space. We will not, what happens in this room stays in this room unless of course, I have to share with the people above me how it's going. But this is a safe place. Please feel comfortable knowing that we're all in the same boat. We're all learning, we're all trying. It's a safe place. I'm not going to put you on the spot. If you say, and you've told me through the survey, which by the way, we're always learning, dummy me forgot to put a place for you to put your name. Until later on, I realized that I don't know who anybody is. I knew you by your Hebrew name. We're always learning. I used to teach reading as an elementary school teacher, and I swore I would never put kids into reading groups with round robin reading because kids spend more time trying to figure out what line is going to be theirs. They're counting ahead. They're practicing reading the line. They've missed everything. It doesn't work. If you will volunteer to read a line or read something that we're doing, great. If you are just one of these people who I don't want to read in front of anybody, then you could always record for me what it is we're working on and send me a voice memo. You can retext it, a recording to me. We'll figure out a way, or you can come in, we can set up a Zoom time and you can read it to me. I just want to make sure that you're getting out of this what you need. I will try my best to provide materials ahead of time. So please check your emails throughout the week because things could change. I don't want anybody to miss anything. So you can expect of me that this will be a safe place. We'll work on getting you to as far as we can. I will not put you on the spot and I'll give you everything you need. When it comes to a Siddur, many of you have them at home. Some of you do not. Our goal is to work on the prayer on the screen and in your book. However, we really want you to practice reading it in the Siddur that you use. So it doesn't make sense for us to all work on this Silverman or the Sim Shalom book when half of you have Lev Shalem. For those of you that do not, I have digital copies that I can share of the pages. And I know there may be one or two people who have difficulty printing. If that's you, let me know and I will mail you a copy. But we want you to really learn to read the prayer from the prayer book that you're using. So that's a goal. What I'm asking of you is that you come in on time on Zoom, and if you can have your camera on, please have it on. I know there are situations where you can't. My sister's a high school Spanish teacher online. There are times you don't want your camera on. But if you can have it on, it just helps us connect to see your face. Please work on the work ahead of time. If there's an assignment, please actively participate and check your emails. And eventually, maybe next week, I'll share my screen on how to go on to Women's League to find recordings of our class. So I don't know how many of you know this song. I'm sure that many of you do. My computer is just being very goofy today. It's not letting me highlight things. So instead I will, I know if you're familiar with Debbie Friedman's Aleph Bet song.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But I thought it would just be fun to see it just as a little reminder. And there's such a good one. And my computer is Being goofy.
Now, when we work on the brachot or blessings, you said there's two different sidors that we're going to be working with.
No, you'll work with whatever, sorry. We'll work with whatever seed, we will use the online Berman House that I'll
Okay.
share my screen with, but we want you to use whatever sidor that you have at home for practicing, because that's ultimately the one that you'll pray out of.
Okay.
All right, let me see. We can-
Debbie, could I ask a quick question?
Of
I'm
course.
curious, is everybody else on the East Coast or is anybody else on the West Coast like I am?
Anybody else a West Coaster?
So if I seem asleep, that's why.
Oh, Terry, you're on the West Coast?
Oh, good, Terry.
I'm in, right now I'm in San Diego. We actually live in Tucson, Arizona, but we have a condo here in San Diego. So I'm either Mountain Time or Pacific Time, which is the same in the summer.
Right. My nephew lives in, not Spring, in just outside where the Grand Canyon entrance is in
Oh,
Arizona.
Flagstaff, yeah.
No, this little teeny town.
Oh, Kingman.
Nope, smaller than that, 300 people. And I'm drawing it total blank, sorry. ladies.
Is it where the, is it
Hmm?
where the train leaves from when you go to the Grand?
No, it's not from that. I mean, it's a little, what my dad used to call, you may rest, here it is, wasn't it town? If you're driving along and you say, oh, this is a lovely town, wasn't it?
Debbie,
Now I'm embarrassed because he's lived there for a few years. Let me see if I can figure it out.
That's all right. Never, I
Debbie?
wouldn't know it anyway.
Yes,
going back to the materials, I
yes.
find it very helpful to have hard copies. So if you could send it to us and I can print it out.
Sure.
Even the song that you're going to put up now, if I could have hard copy, that helps me
Well, it's
tremendously.
not a hard copy, it's just a video that I'm going to share with you.
Oh, okay.
For the first few minutes, and I just realized that I did not optimize, so give me one moment. I didn't know how to do any of this before COVID, so
We're all learning all kinds of new skills.
you're right about that.
While we're here in Hebrew school, we're going to have some fun and sing the Hebrew alphabet, a song for everyone. It's going to be quite simple, 'cause all you'll have to do is sing the letters after me, then I'll sing after you. Aleph, Bet, Bet. Gimel, Dalet, Hey. Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet. Yud, Kaf, Kaf. Lamed, Mem, Nun. Samech, Ayin, Pei, Pei. Tzadik, Kuf, Resh. Shin, Shin, Tav.
So I just wanted to show it to you. It's very cute. It's not the one I use with my kindergartners. An acquaintance of mine wrote one that's not quite, I mean, it's a little more upbeat, but so it was just fun.
Can
Anyway,
you send that link to us?
I sure will.
Thank you.
So, I'm going to share my screen now, an activity. We're going to do a little treasure hunt. So give me just a second. We're going to do a little treasure hunt for some letters. I'm starting small, slow. So bear with me just as a review. Now, you don't want to see all of that, sorry.
Did you want us to email you if we need printed copies of the material?
I'm just going to send you everything. I'll send it to you. And it's in your email. If you want it, you can use it. All right.
I'm talking about the printed copies you said earlier.
Yes, let me know if you need a printed CDOR copy.
And we can do that by email, so you have,
Yes.
Okay,
Are you seeing, it says Aleph Bet review?
yes.
Yes.
You're not seeing my lesson plan though.
No.
No,
No.
just the review.
So for this review, I thought we'd play a game where I'm going to ask you to find a letter. And if you can find a letter on the screen and I can see all of you, I'm hoping I can see all of you. Give me a moment. It worked so well before this class. Well, I will do my best to see you all. I'll scroll through till I find all of you.
Hit the view. If you hit the view on the top right corner, you can choose between standard, side-by-side speaker, or side-by-side gallery.
Not when you're sharing. That's the hard part.
Oh, okay,
For some
never mind.
reason, it's got what I'm sharing separate from you guys, and it's not letting me, like I can expand this, but sometimes it'll let me expand you guys, but it's not doing that today. So, okay.
Can you make the share a little bit bigger? Because I tried doing that with my computer and it won't be, it's not bigger. Yeah, there you go. But then you lose quite a bit. I'm sorry.
How's that?
Yeah,
That's all right.
I can't see it.
You see it now?
yeah. Yeah,
I can't, but that's all right.
Make it
That's
leave
not as big as
one-
I can make it. All right, we're gonna go searching for the letter Aleph. Can you tell me a line that has the letter Aleph in it?
Alone or with other letters?
With other letters, just call it out because I can't see you all.
Line 3.
Two,
Line 3. Who said line 2?
two,
Second word.
two,
Two.
All right,
line
Holly.
6, Leah.
3.
Holly, what did you see online?
4.
Can you read the word?
Osh,
Us.
Osh,
Line 3.
Osh,
3 is Elah.
Line 3 is Elah, right here.
Elah,
Where is it,
Elah.
Lisa, please?
and
And Ava.
Wouldn't that be a Lee? Doesn't-
Elah.
Doesn't,
Elah.
I thought there's a rule that changes when there is a yod at the last letter, when there's that a sounding vowel, that ah sounding vowel.
Not that I'm aware of, but there could be. I would read it a lie. But
A
there
lie,
could-
yeah, a lie.
Row are you on again? I'm sorry.
Line 3, third word.
Yes, that's what I was asking.
Oh, that's,
read
yeah,
a lie.
I'm looking at the other one. Okay.
Who saw one on line 2?
The
All
third
right.
word in.
Third
Yeah.
word. is-
Osh.
Who read it?
Osh.
Osh,
Osh.
Osh.
Anybody find another one?
Line 3, I don't know if we did that one or not.
Right here? Can you
Right
see?
there, yeah.
Let's try
I can't
that.
really see. My problem is I can't see it clearly. I see the Aleph.
Odd. Is it
I can't
odd?
see the vowels.
So it's Aleph,
And
Zion,
7.
Yud.
line
Azai.
3.
Azai, right.
As I,
Azai.
I. Say it again.
Azai,
Azai. What's the second letter?
Zayin.
Zion.
See how it's-
See, those are the letters towards the end that I never could master.
Azai. It's a
Zion.
Zayin Zayin is what I call it, because one hand is up and one side is down, so it's kind of zany. Did anybody find an Aleph in a different row?
5 and 7.
5.
Can someone read us the word on 5 right here? Word?
Zot.
Zot. Right.
Zot,
O vowel is up here. Zot.
Oh, is that the dot? I can't see the dot. Okay.
Yep. Did somebody find an Aleph in another row?
6 and 7.
6 and 7.
The first
Right
word in
here.
6.
Someone read this one?
Yes, that's Av, maybe?
no,
Close.
not,
Ot.
Hot. Hot.
It's a tet. Ot.
At.
And someone says there's one on 7 right here.
Can we go back to 5, the last word on 5? How would you pronounce that? I'm having a hard time with that.
Ze, a,
Zet. Eva.
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 Got it.
Ava.
Eva.
Which word is that?
The last
What?
one on row 5. And next time I will have a copy for you.
Thank you.
Ava. Is that Ava?
The Eva.
Is Ava.
Somebody said there was one on line 7 right here. This is a
Yeah.
longer word. Is someone willing to?
Yeah.
Nivi'im.
Ne,
V. Yim.
Im.
Nevi'im. Nevi'im.
Say that again, please, Debbie.
ne, v,
V. What makes it an E? Is that because of the yud?
The dot.
the dots underneath. Ne,
I can't see it. Okay, that's why.
It's hard to see the vowels.
Yeah.
What's the last letter in that word?
a mem, a final mem.
Oh, mem.
Would it be
Mem Sophie.
the
You
E?
might, you all might be able to increase the
No, I can't.
size on your own computers too.
I tried
Yeah,
that. It doesn't
can.
work.
So
That's what I
sorry,
tried.
will make
The
sure
control and then my mouse,
I
and it
lost
doesn't
it.
work. No, yeah, I lost it too.
I took it off.
Oh,
Oh.
thank you.
So it won't work since you don't have the page in front of you to, I can put it back up, but I'm concerned, will you be able to read it?
We could see it the way you had it. I could see it.
I could see it, but
I
the
could
vowels
see
were
it.
Let me
very
see if
faint.
I can blow it up a wee bit more.
There,
Better.
Oh, much better.
much better.
Better? All right,
Yes.
You just have to scroll it though.
You have to scroll.
I'll scroll it. So we'll just look
That's okay.
at the top right now. Can you find, and I'm going to see if I can get you guys, before I was able to get everybody. Let me stop the share for a moment and switch my view. I've got it on gallery. I
You
don't-
need a separate monitor.
Yeah,
You need two
Gallery.
monitors.
we're going to go for Dalit.
Oh,
Hold on, my computer just messed up.
I don't remember what that looks like. Is it row?
I'll give you, here's
Row
Dalit.
one,
Dog.
that one? Oh, okay.
Dog. Does anybody know what a dog is in Hebrew? It's
Is
a
that
fish.
a fish?
Right?
It's a fish.
Dog?
A fish?
Good.
I played Go Fish with my kids. They had to say Go Dog. It was very confusing.
Oh, that's what.
Can you find any other Dalits in these first 7 lines?
Line 2. is
two.
pretty.
Debbie, my screen just went black. I'm gonna leave the group.
All right,
Redo
come on
my,
back.
redo my computer.
All right,
Havod.
here it is. Here's the first one.
Havod.
So close.
code,
A door?
code.
code,
Got the hey. When
Oh.
Vav has the dot on the top, it's O.
O,
O.
D,
Havod.
Code. Good.
Code?
Code.
O, Hallelujah, has,
Now here's another one.
Yod.
Yod.
Go up here.
Yad.
Yod.
Oh,
Yod.
Yod.
And
Code.
here's another one.
Ode.
All
Oh.
the ayin is silent, so it's just
Ode.
O,
Ode,
just like this.
like Ain Ode.
Ode, like ain ode.
Ain
Yeah.
Ode.
Oh, okay.
Two more.
Three. Die.
Right, die like
Die.
Ayenu. Good job.
Die.
Die? That's die?
Die.
Die.
That's it.
Yeah.
Can you find another Dalit word?
Line
Row
4.
Line 4, the
Four.
fourth word.
Yado.
Is
Yad.
Yad.
Oh, Yad.
Yad,
Yad.
Yeah,
And then Yado.
Yado,
Oh,
Yado. Good
Yado.
job. And there's one more.
Ya'amod.
Amod. Ya'amod.
Yamod.
Ya'amod. Heard that before?
Ya'amod.
Amod.
When they get
Ya'amod.
close to the Torah, they'll say Ya'amod.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
the,
right.
oh, yeah.
Ya'amod.
There you
Oh,
go. See, you know
What is that one on the last of 4?
Ya'amod.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's
Debbie?
try- Yes.
It's Julia.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, can I interrupt for a minute?
Please.
I just wanted to jump on and introduce myself to anyone that doesn't know me yet. I'm Julia Loeb. I'm co-chair of the Education Committee who is sponsoring these classes. And I just wanted to welcome all of you and let you know to feel free to reach out to me. I know a couple of you have already about changing levels. We want to make sure that you feel like you're in the right place. But I also want to hear how great this class is and how great your teacher is. But I'll also accept, comments, complaints, problems too. I'd rather hear the positive things. And so I sent you the intro, the welcome letter that told you what class you were in. So you should have my email now, but in case not, it's JLOEB, jloeb@wlcj.org.
Not to be mixed up with J-Lo.
JLO with an EB. So there, now you can remember it.
Thank you, Julia. You're welcome to stay and play.
Stay and play.
And
Find the
now we're
letter.
going to go hunting for some lamids.
Oh,
I know that.
Line one,
First
Row
line.
Row
Row
one.
one,
Line, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
log.
And see, I had to make the document
Log.
bigger. It was right there next to the Lamed. I thought, who's going to see that? All
Mm.
right, another Lamed.
line three,
Three, third
Three.
word.
Third
Three,
word.
Eli,
Ela.
Eli,
Lie.
Ela.
What
Eli.
about this word?
Ela.
Eli.
Rog,
Ragla.
Ragla.
Ragli.
Ragli.
Ragla.
They're saying it has something to do with your regel, your leg. So, because there's regel.
Can you say
Ragla.
it again,
is-
Jeffrey?
It's
Ragli.
Ragli.
Lie.
Ragli.
That makes it,
This is the yud.
it's like
right?
like the one before. On line 3, the elephant, yes, that one. The
A.
yud makes the long, so it'll be Ela.
Eli.
Eli.
Lie.
Ela.
Lie, because you're putting the yud at the end.
Yud.
Ela. It would be ah.
Yeah.
Just Ela, but the Y, when you go to make the ya, it changes it to a lie.
Eli.
And could you read the last word again on that
I have
one?
a question. Does that rule apply when it's the other ah sounding vowel? Does the yud change it to I as well with the other?
I assume so. I don't know my Hebrew well enough. Rog, lie.
Ragli.
Lie.
The V?
Say that again.
What's that second letter, please?
It's a gimel.
Oh,
Gimel? The
lie.
La?
Ragli.
Raglai. Raglai.
lie.
I have a hearing problem, so it's really going to be difficult, but okay.
All right. Let's find for the last one. Let's find a samech. Well, I may have to move the screen. Yeah, there's a couple.
Line 7.
I'm gonna move it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
7.
Seven.
Line 7, second
Comment that,
and
that
third
Second
word.
and third.
Yeah.
So here are two
Nis-
words, letter
Nisim.
samech.
Nisim.
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 Mix this up with the samech. It's a final meth. The way you can tell is it's like a box at the bottom, but the samech is a circle at the bottom. Nisim.
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 This is
Nisim.
Nisab.
Safer. Safer.
Nisafer or pair. How do you know which one is which? With the dot, it's a pa,
Yep,
a pay, and with the out the dot, it's a fay.
correct. Paid guy's a penny. He got paid. Fay's penny fell out, so he's Fay.
Ah,
Fay has
that's a good way to remember it.
Fay's.
Oh, that's great.
And if we were all able to move around and have a yoga mat, we'd be doing Aleph Bet yoga too.
Ah, fabulous.
Any other samechs?
Line 9, second word.
Line 9.
Line 9.
Word.
Oh, yeah.
Say.
Nine first.
Let me hear it again.
Say.
To say.
Kisat. Kisat.
Say.
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 E.
He said.
CK.
Oh,
Sound does the
Kiss
stomach
it.
make again?
What?
What sound does the stomach make?
Like a circle.
Yeah. CS? Like,
Circle. Yep. S is a circle. Key
S is a
say.
circle.
He say.
He'd say.
Now,
Say.
why is the E long? Is instead of
It has
is
the
say.
dot underneath it. That's the vowel. Key say.
Right, but the dot underneath it, isn't that if?
Nope, it's E.
no.
E. Okay.
Key say.
He say.
There is one more samech. Can you find it?
11.
11.
11 first word.
11.
Dumb.
11.
Sulam. Right.
Sulam.
Sulam.
Elam.
Sulam.
Sulam.
Oh, those 3 dots are Sue?
Yep, like the girl's name
That's
Sue.
like I thought the dot in the middle was Sue.
Sulam.
Sulam.
All right, we're gonna have
There's
time for
another-
one more.
Isn't there another vowel that makes the ooh sound?
Yes.
Let me see if I can find it on here and I will show it to you.
Isn't that the line with the dot on line number 4? Yom? No, that's not ooh though.
No,
That's
it's not in.
Oh.
Inside the above. And I thought they had all of the vowels on this page, but It would look like this here on line 4, but it would have the dot in the belly of the vowel.
That's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
All right.
I think it's really helpful to have the alphabet in front of you too. Like I got it on my desk here, so that I can refer back to things if I'm unsure, or especially the vowels. I find that very helpful as we do this.
And I always encourage my kindergartners, sing the song, find the letter. You know, it's always fun. Anything you can use to help you. The last letter we're going to look for today is Kuf.
Hoof. Line 9.
Okay.
Line
First
9,
word.
very first word. Can we read it?
Oh,
Karev.
Erev.
Karev. Karev.
Eric?
And the
Erev.
third word.
Erev,
Erev. And then here's another one.
Kesev.
Kazav,
Sav.
Oh,
Kesev. Same vowel. Kesev.
Sev.
Kazav,
And here's another one.
okay.
Kodesh.
Rosh,
Kodesh.
Kodesh.
Some of you are
Kodesh.
getting tripped up between the Dalet and the Resh. It's so common.
Where-
See the bump on the back of the Dalet? He's
Mhm.
got a bump on his back. I think of that. They have it. There's something on your sheet to describe it. I always told my kids it was like a diving board that you climb up and then you jump off the end.
Oh.
find where you're at, Debbie.
Line 9. Can you see my cursor here?
No, I couldn't. That was, okay.
Kodesh.
Kodesh.
Kodesh,
Kodesh.
Kodesh.
Oh, you know what? The next word has the resh.
Yeah.
There we go.
Korem,
Karem.
Karen.
Karem and then
Karem.
Kodesh.
A little bit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I never know what syllable
Around.
to accentuate. Like I have a hard time with that. Like I find as I go through these words and I read one at a time, I always say it with the same inflection, which I know is not right.
Well, and I don't speak Hebrew, so I couldn't tell you which is right. You would know when you read Torah where the accent is, but Kodesh is a word we know. Kodesh means holy, something to do with holy. So it would be Kodesh. This next one is Kerem.
Karem,
The difference between this resh it's just a smooth back.
Mhm.
Dalet has a hump on its back.
Mhm.
So it's very easy to get tricked up on those
Like
little
that.
nuances, but you will find you won't as much when you go, hey, I know the word Kodesh. You'll hear these words in our prayers.
Mm.
So
Kodesh.
Rosh Kodesh, right.
Kodesh.
So nice job, by the way. If you're feeling like, oh, I can't read all those, spend a little time reviewing the prayers. The website that I gave you, Berman House, just has a lot of great stuff on it that's free. I will put the link in the chat. It's free. It's what it is it's a program that makes books for religious school, but they have a lot of free things available. So here is the website. But it was in the email I sent you, and you can play games. We will look
It's
at
fun.
What?
I actually went on and played a couple of games, and it was fun though. They're kids games, but they were a lot of fun. It was, and learning.
And the one that I sent you where you that were some of the games, what I liked is it was asking you to find certain letters and complete the word, things that are a little higher skill. You can also go online and look for games. It's all going to be for little kids, but it is good review. You can look up Aleph Bet games and see what comes up. So for next week, just to give you a heads up of what's coming, we are going to start looking at Friday night blessings over the candles, the wine, the challah, the children. We're going to really look at those. I will send you ahead of time. I have a sheet I either have the prayer out of the prayer book or the sheet, if it's something that wouldn't necessarily be in the prayer book. These will be available in your prayer book, but I have a whole sheet of them all together. So print it out. You can tell me now if you want, is there someone who needs me to send it to them by snail mail? All right. So Elaine, I'm going to send you a packet of printed materials for the first I don't know, 6 or 7 classes.
That would be fantastic.
Oh,
Thank you.
I would appreciate that also, Terry Rifkin.
Terry? All right.
Yes.
Debbie, I don't need it.
Well-
If you're using Lev Shalem or one of those prayer books to use, because I have the prayer book.
Right, some things will not be out of the prayer book, but I'll send them to you and you can just print them on your printer and have them.
Now, I don't have a printer, but don't send me a whole bunch of stuff because I'll manage.
Well, I'll send it to you. I will send you, at the beginning, if you say I don't need it anymore, that's fine.
Debbie, put it online and whoever needs it can grab it.
Right.
People who can't,
It's in your email, so.
but if
Yeah.
they can't print it, it doesn't help them.
Okay.
So,
Can I get it?
I'm sorry,
Can I get it as well? Fran Kraus.
Fran, yes.
Thank you.
I know that you're gonna send us the attachment, but if it's in the Siddur, would you know which page it would be?
I also will be sending you the copy of the Siddur. So if you don't have it at home, you can print it out. So it will show you what page it's on. So Friday night, I'm not sure if I have it listed by which pages, but I'll try to get that for you before Friday. And so you'll be able to print out all the blessings. I'll put it on the screen, but you can have your own copy in front of you.
Perfect.
Debbie, will we also be learning endings and plurality and gender of words, things like that?
Not really, because that's out of my wheelhouse. Remember, I teach kindergarten. But we will be looking like, common words like Kodesh. That's a word that, we'll talk about, Kiddush, Kodesh, when you go up, Kadosh, 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 like, so that you start to connect. I've heard that word before. And next time you read Kodesh, your brain can go, oh, something about holy, so just starting to connect those dots. But no, my son teaches 4th grade and has a Judaic studies major. He's really good at that stuff, but I could tell you if it's probably male or female, but that's probably about it. That'll be the next course.
Will you be teaching it or would
No.
you be taking it?
There you go.
You learn while you teach.
Hey, yeah.
Let me tell
I
you.
taught 3rd grade for, I can't tell you how many years with the Rebbitzin, and I could help the kids read that word or whatever, but for some reason I can't just read fluently. So.
Well, it's also it's a very big difference to teach someone, but then to apply that in person.
Yeah.
I do not I have all of your emails, but I do not have addresses. So what I'm going to need for you to do is Fran, Elaine, Terry, and Susan. When I send out the email with the materials, if you can reply to me your address so I can, and I pray that if I put them in the mail in the next day or two, that they'll actually get to you by next Friday with the way the mail's been.
Yeah.
So,
It's
you never
terrible.
know.
Well,
But
can
I'll
we
try
we could also just send it to you after this class, today from revert, send you back an email with it.
Perfect. I'll print them off after this class, and if I can get them in the mailbox in time, I'm still hoping you'll get it by next Thursday. Thanks.
Debbie,
Becky?
do we meet next Friday?
Yes, let me tell you, there are only 2 days that we do not meet.
Okay.
We are not meeting Friday, February 26th, because it's Purim.
Oh my God, that's my shop day. I didn't realize it was Purim. Okay, well, that's all right.
And we will not be meeting on March 26th because it is the day before Passover.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think I'm gonna be busy that day.
And Debbie, I noticed you seem to be winding down on this. Is this an hour class or 2-hour class? I had it down as a 2-hour class.
An hour class.
An hour, okay, 'cause I did the same thing, it's 2 hours.
The email said it was 2 hours. Okay.
Oh, good. I wasn't going crazy.
So just an hour. And sometimes if, I'll ask if you can stay on a few extra minutes if we're in the middle of something, but I try to be respectful of your time and my time. Some of us are on a class, something before this, so it makes for a long afternoon. So if at any time you need to talk, you have any issues or questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm not quite one of those people who has my phone connected literally to my hand, but I do check often. Do you have any other questions that you?
Want to thank you for being the kind of teacher that I'll come back, especially it's a hardship for me to get online at 10 o'clock in the morning because of my health, and it's worth coming back, but I have to
That's nice.
figure it out.
And
That's
I'm
why
sorry if
I
I
asked
treat
if
you
everybody
like-
was back east.
I'm sorry if I treat you like 6-year-olds. I will try not to. Yes, Karen.
Debbie? Oh, yeah. If like I had already scheduled a doctor's appointment for Friday at 1:30, which so obviously I won't be able to be here, but I think you said that they're all being recorded.
Right.
So where will we be able to find those recordings? On the Women's League website?
Well, let me show you right now. I'll share it. It's not going to be there, but I will share how I'm going to get there.
Okay.
Can you do that in email so that we can follow it along?
Yeah.
That is real hard
Yeah.
to follow sometimes.
Yeah, I'm going to show you now, but then, so let's see. Can I move this? Come on.
I love.
I'm trying to, there we go.
How
So
fun
you're
is that?
going to go to Women's League for Conservative Judaism.
Mhm.
Click on it.
Right.
Now, this requires that you have a password, which each of you do if you're a member of Women's League. You need to go to login. If you don't know it, you'll have to contact them. And if you're having difficulty, press this link right here, Women's League at WLCJ.org, and tell them that you don't have it. This is what it will look like. And then I think it's download WLCJ materials.
Okay.
And then there's lots of categories. So here you can see the bat mitzvah class, if you're taking the bat mitzvah class. Ours isn't here yet, but here's Hebrew class beginner fall 2020. And it says here, instructor Carol Green. Here's Carol Greenberg's class. Here's Amy Schwartz's class. Ours will be added. And so you will look for, I guess it's going to be winter 2021. I'm not sure. And then for my name as instructor, and you'll be able to click on the link. Now, why they did it this way, I cannot tell you, but it'll come up down here at the bottom of your screen. And when you click on it, it gives you, are you seeing this?
Yeah.
A YouTube
Barely.
link. You can't just click on that YouTube link. You have to, and see, here's my computer. It's being funny.
It's
You have to
Hunter.
highlight, you have to hide, you can't. All it is a Word document. You have to click, you have to try to highlight it and copy it and paste it in your browser. We are asking for them to just make it a link that you can click on. So we've asked for that to be made a link. So all you have to do is click on the link and it goes right there. So I'll keep you posted on how that works. But you may want to go on this week, go to Women's League, WLCJ, and see if you have a password. If you don't, get that taken care of before the next class so that if you need the video, you have it. Carol, did you have a question?
All right, so the fall beginning classes, did they begin with just a review of the alphabet and learning the alphabet? And if they did, would it be helpful for some of us who are feeling like we're really playing catch up to go and look at a few of those classes?
I mean, you could, that they're beginning Hebrew classes.
So they're really very, very beginning, not advanced beginning.
Correct. The advanced beginner class last semester used a book called Shalom Aleichem, and we were not, Ann and I were just not happy with that.
Yeah.
Kind of old fashioned, the print, and we just felt like we'd rather you be reading it out of the prayer book that's at your house, the one you're using on Zoom, as opposed to, this book that is full of a lot of text. I just want to keep it very simple.
My mother actually learned how to read Hebrew from that book, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's so many more updated things. And again, we want, if you're going to be going on services and reading a prayer, then you should go on services and learn, it should look familiar to you.
I love that idea.
Any other questions before we end?
So this is a 1 hour class, not a 2 hour class, correct?
Correct. As far as I knew, it was only a 1 hour class.
That's okay.
When
Say
when Julia sent the confirmation, I put it in my calendar as a 2
Yeah, me
hour
too.
class.
So did I.
Didn't see that.
That's
Let
the
me
one that
look
wrote
and
it.
double check.
1 hour. 1
We
hour.
could go hour and a half. That would be maximum. I can have
Need a break.
if necessary.
It's from, oh, you're right. She put it as 2 hours, but it's not a 2 hour class. When you set up Zoom, there is a time limit. And if she
Yeah.
puts it from 1 to 2 and we go till 2:05, at 2 o'clock, everything shuts down. So she
Right.
gave us the extra hour in case we
Yeah.
run late.
Right.
I'm not teaching you
okay.
2 hours. You would be, as my grandmother used to say in German, you'd be blem blem if we kept going. So some of you I knew
Probably
before-
did that so nobody else can schedule a Zoom on that link at 2 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
So I knew a couple of you before this, but it's been so nice to meet you.
Thank you. Likewise.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie. Very good.
And
Very nice to meet
email
you.
from me later today, or I won't email you on Shabbat, but today or Sunday. But if you wanted the hard copies, send me an email, and I will get those in the mail to you. Shabbat shalom. Have a good week.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Shalom.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thanks, Debbie.